I'm B and I like grammar. Today I'm going to be explaining how to use a comma. Disclaimer, I know that grammar isn't a fun topic and is heavily avoided in the writing community, but the basics are important to learn to make sure your message gets across in your writing. Plus, I like grammar like Aunt Josephine from a series of unfortunate events, and this is going to be my outlet. Commas are like a half stop in writing, periods being full stops and semicolons being 3/4 stops. Sure, we'll go with that. Commas are where you should be taking breaths, and when the emphases go in the sentence. Commas are incredibly important. Don't believe me? Okay, let me just take that, Grandma. There are lots of reasons someone may use a comma in a sentence, and let's learn them all so you are a master. Let's power through this, because it's going to be very dense. First is connecting two ideas. Usually use one of the fanboys, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. These two clauses come together with one of the connector fanboys. You put the comma before your fanboy of choice and add the next sentence. Sometimes the comma is optional. Who knew? Another is when you're leading into a sentence. If I want to say, she caught a fish, it would feel incomplete. Where's the ominous she? I would assume a creek, so let's tell our audience. She was at the creek not far from town. She caught a fish. But that would sound robotic. Right, commas. So you would remove the pronoun for the first part, and then put a comma and then the second sentence. At a creek not far from town, she caught a fish. Next we have when you have a series or a list. If you have a list of things, you would put pauses in it. Say you're listing off your grocery list. I want milk, eggs, flour, cheese, apples, and bread. Commas go in between each item and before an and this seems like a great time to bring up the Oxford comma. I like this one. The Oxford comma is before the and in a list. It's optional, which is why it's separate from the regular comma. But I would like to say, use it for the sense sake. It makes the sentence look uneven, and to my eyes it gives the last point unnecessary emphasis. Anyways, that's just a B opinion moment. If you disagree, go ahead and make your own video about it. Carrying on, we have giving context to the sentence that isn't technically essential to the action. For example, Joshua, who enjoys the same show you like, is an amazing violinist. Notice how the comma separates the not-essential part of the sentence. The exception is when it is essential. The man sitting next to the door likes cooking and is starting a restaurant. No comma needed. Boom. Grammar just happened right in front of your eyes. I know. Nasty. Next we have something very, very similar. When you assign a new noun to a previously stated noun. Joshua, why don't you come back over here? Joshua, an aspiring gymnast, is good at a back handspring. To be 100% honest, this one is very, very similar and confuses me a little. Reminder, a noun is a person, place, or thing, and an adjective is a descriptor. You're welcome, English teachers. According to the PDF I found online that is definitely supposed to be homework for some random elementary school, this is a good example of it. John, you might actually be right. I don't know though. Then we have when you're doing dialogue. When one is using dialogue, you should put a comma leading into it, end of the tag, and as a pause in the sentence, which would normally be separated by another tag. If that doesn't make sense, I don't know how to explain it better. I tried my best. Thank you. Final one, let's go. This is as painful for me as it is for you. In addresses, professional titles, dates, and numbers. Here are some examples. 1. Toffee lives in York, England. The comma goes after York. Yeah, my address is 123 Road Street, comma, Madison, Wisconsin, 87654. The comma would go after street, Madison, Wisconsin. Then there's, hi, I'm Jane Doe, MD. The comma would go after Doe. The Titanic sank in April 14th, 1912. The comma would go after the 14th. And there are 3,500 people in this town. The comma would go after the third number. I hope you learned that in math class. Is everyone happy? Cool.